Hi everybody, welcome to my channel Queen Chronicles, and I just want to thank everyone who took out the time to actually click on my channel and even see what I'm about. So without further ado, just let me get started. And I was going to use my tarot cards today to just you know, just kick it a little bit, talk a little bit about this and a little bit about that. I wanted to talk about emotions and, how sometimes we allow our emotions to just run amok. Sometimes we don't acknowledge the emotions that we have. And even then, things could get out of hand. And sometimes we just have no discipline at all over our emotions. Sometimes we are dealing with certain emotions and we don't really know what to do, and we find ourselves reaching outside of ourselves. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we need someone who can be a confidant or who could give advice or some type of counsel or something like that. But see, everything is not for everybody. Sometimes when you're going through things, your spirit is being put to the test. It's not for everybody. It's not for you to bring to the next person. It's meant for you to contain, within, and nourish that and grow that and find the answers inside of yourself so that you may overcome the next level, so that if you're faced with something like that again, it's like, just giving you goal points every single time, you overcome something, spiritually and mentally, without having to seek outside of yourself, because you really do have the answers within yourself, even though at times you do need counsel or somebody who can, be a good mentor or something like that in your life as well, because sometimes we find it hard to be able to see within our own situation. And sometimes, we're able, other people are able to see into our situation better than we're able to see into our own situation, which makes me think of like this card here, the Seven of Cups. I mean, look at that. There's so much going on there. There's so many choices, so many decisions, so many gifts, so many things, so many possibilities. But these possibilities can also be the very thing that brings this person down, because lack of decision is also a decision. Okay. And if we don't make decisions, then life makes decision for us. So when we hit a brink or at a point in our lives that we're sort of at a standstill, because we have all of the things that were before us that happened, in the past, that has brought us to this point. And now we have all of these choices or decisions, be it good, be it bad. Maybe you put in the work prior to, you planted your seeds, and now it's time to reap your harvest. And what's the best way to go about reaping your harvest so you get the most out of the harvest that you're trying to reap? What's the best way? So many decisions, so many things, so many gifts that, but you want to choose the right one in the right way. Can you have them all? I don't know. That's something for you to decide, but you can't stay stuck in indecision. And that's a time where you want to reach your higher self or your inner self, or you want to be able to draw from spirit. You want to be able to draw those answers. You want to be able to move on. And this is just a reminder, don't get stuck. And that's the lesson on that card. Don't get stuck. The bottom line is you got to move on, you know? And sometimes you might just even have to like let go, you know? But is this really like letting go of all? Because, you know, you look at these cups as wow. You know, you look at them now, they're lined up well and they're no longer filled, but they're empty. So maybe he attained or ascertained all the things that he was meant, and maybe he discarded the rest, or maybe he was able to keep. And that's just sort of a reminder as well, you know, when you travel, travel light, travel with what you need. You're on a journey, you're out to get things. There's no need to bring the excess baggage. And sometimes, you know, we find that in life, we bring a lot of excess baggage along the journey with us, and it slows us down. Old emotions, old things, old friends, family, people that, you know, shouldn't even be in the picture, you know, shouldn't even be in our lives, maybe served a purpose beforehand, but no longer serves a purpose in your life now. And you can draw that from this as well. You know, letting go of old things that no longer serve you. There might have been a time that you had to do things a certain way, you know, because that was all you had. That was the only way you can do it. That was the best way you can do it. Maybe you had to make something out of nothing. Maybe it just was what it was. It could be anything. It could just be information. Maybe the information you got is new now. Maybe it's just not the same. Will you apply it? Will you let go of old ideas, thoughts, concepts, people, things that no longer serve you? Does it serve your purpose? Is it propelling you forward? Is it moving you faster? That's the question. That's the question, you know. So we got to think about that. You know what I'm saying? We got to think about that. And we got to make decisions. And just a reminder in regards to decisions, this card here, the Ace of Cups, it makes me think a lot about that, you know, decisions, you know, indecision, you know, having the answers already inside of you. Go within yourself. You already know what it is that you need to do. Any indecision that you're having, you already know what you need to do, but you have to first go within inside of yourself, and you have to also do it in truth. You have to do it in truth. Whatever questions that you have, whatever indecision there is in there, you have to ask the question. You have to ask it in truth, and you have to be willing to accept that truth. That's the reason why a lot of times we can't maybe figure the answer out for ourselves, because sometimes we don't want to accept the truth of ourselves, or you know what I'm saying? So I you know, this is just a reminder to remind you that you was born, and before you was even born, you know, you was blessed with these gifts. You see this is, you know, a manifestation, a hand coming through spirit into the physical plane, and it's a manifestation. It's a birthing, or a giving, or it's gifts. It's flowing, it's fluid, it's light, it's life, it's, you know, all of the good things that you have within you. It's higher thought. It's knowledge of self. It's all of these things that, you know, we forget that we have here in society, you know, because from the moment that you're born, you know, when you're in the womb, you know, you have all that you need. And then from the moment that you're born, you know, you get smacked on that Similac and everything else, and school and this and that, and all that raw creativity and raw emotion and intuition and talent. Because when you are, you know, a baby, that's all you really have is your raw intuition and your raw emotion, you know, and those things are slowly pulled out of you as information is being dumped into you as to who you should be and the choices that are allowed to you within society, that of the things that you could be or the things that you can do. And so eventually you let go of those childhood dreams, you let go of those dreams, those huge dreams that you had, you know, and it numbs you and it dulls you down. And you have to remember, you know, you have it within you to have whatever it is that you want. So if you're a creator and you're creating, this car right here, that's telling you create, and it's within you. And I'm not going to really go any further because I know I'm already out there, and y'all don't even know me like that. So for anyone that has stayed this long on my very first video, you know, I just want to thank you. And if you enjoyed my video, enjoyed anything that I said, did, whatever, just hit subscribe, hit the notification button, wherever it's at. You know how they do. And till next time, peace. Love ya.